Hello, this is Rob from Rims Models. This is my first update of the RYEFIELD Panther. The kit number is 5019. Okay, so in the first step we actually start on the turret. We're actually starting on the gun and the barrel. Nice kit. Nice fit, lots of detail, and the good thing as well, all the first few steps are all on the same sprue, so we're using sprue A, so you haven't got to keep going backwards and forwards to the different sprues. Really nice fit, and it's super detailed as well. As you can see, we're doing the one half first, and then we'll do the other half then and glue the two halves together. Okay, so just using the minimal glue. Again, there's plenty of locating pins and that as well. And these only fit one way as well, so you can't get that wrong. Right, so that's the one half done. Now this is the inside of it. That's where the breech block goes. Just line it up with the tweezers. Again, it'll only fit one way, you can't get it the wrong way. And really nice fit, beautiful kit. This kit as well is the one, it's the actual Panther with the cutaway parts. So you got a full interior and you got cutaway parts of the hull and turret. So the good thing is you're going to be able to see all the detail. So again, we're still working on the one half. Now there's nothing to glue on the other half, so that's all the details on this one side I'm doing. And it's all painted the same colour as well, which is an off-white. There's a couple of little parts that are a different colour, but I shall brush paint them. So you can glue all this together. Now the colour callouts are in MIG ammo, but you can convert them to whatever colour you want to use. Right, I've converted them to Tamiya. So what I'll do, I'll make my own off-white. When I come to paint it, I'll show you what I do. But basically, I'll just do the white and then add some buff to it, or sand yellow or something, just to make it like an off-white. Now this spring, you don't have to fit this, so you can either have the gun recoiling or not. I chose to fit the spring, and it's a nice little touch. It's a little bit fiddly to do, but once you get it in the right place, it just slots in. Well, as you see, I am having a little bit of trouble with it. What you got to do, make sure the spring's on the outside. You can't have it on the inside, or else it won't recoil. But there's you got, like I said, you got the spring, or there's a part on the A sprue, which is part 35, and that just makes it, you know, so you can't move it. And then just careful where you're gluing. Make sure you don't glue the plastic barrel, because it won't work else. There's a little bit of a seam line to take care of with a quick sand. Couple of swipes with the sanding stick and it's gone. Well, as you can see, it's a super fit, really detailed. It has come apart a bit there, but off camera I'll just put some clamps on it just to hold it together while it dries. Right, I'm just fitting little parts now. As you can see, again, it'll only fit one way, and you can't get them two the wrong way round as well because of the shape of the holes. Right, now here we're working on one of the guns. This one's for the inside. Again, super detail. There's actually 3 parts for this gun, and it's a really nice fit. Again, this is sprayed good metal, so I don't actually fit this, I'll fit it after. I've had to do a little bit of surgery on it to make it fit. I've just had to sand it down a little bit, or else it wouldn't have fitted, because you are supposed to put it in first and then glue it, glue the two halves together, but I wanted to paint it separate. If you want to see, if you go, there's a channel I'm following and it's called Mike Muppet Modeler. He's built one of these as well, so if you want to go and have a look at his build as well, he's done a fantastic job of it. So that's Mike Muppet Modeler. I'll leave a link in the description. Just go and give him a sub, because he's a great guy. He does great work. Excuse me. Right, so now we're gluing. We're still working on the gun barrel and that. These are just little parts I'm gluing. But these two, what you'll do, you'll put the gun barrel in between these parts, and then you'll glue the two halves together. But you'll see all that in a bit. I'll show you when we get to it. Again, test fit. That's the key. But I don't think there's any need to on this kit because it just falls together. But I do. You don't see me do it on the camera, but I do test fit just to make sure. Again, we're still gluing little parts on. All this again is the same colour. It'll be the off-white. But if you go to the, because there's no colour call-outs as you're building, but if you go to the back of the instructions, it's got a diagram of the inside of the turret and the lower hull, and it tells you what parts to paint. There's like 2 CAD drawings, so you can't go wrong with the colours. Right. Again, you can't get these the wrong way. They're all keyed. Right, so again, test fit. This part only fits one way as well, and it's got like some nice teeth detail on it. Right, now we're gluing the two halves together now. So what you got to do, you got to make sure you got to just tension the spring a little bit, because it has to fit on the outside of that. There's like a little little piece of plastic. So you've got to make sure you get it in the right place, because it won't recoil else. Well, it was a little bit fiddly, but we got there. We done it in the end. That's my sausage fingers getting in the way. It's not because the part won't fit. I should have used the tweezers, but we get there in the end. So, like I said, just making sure that spring's the right side. It gives you a close-up of how it fits. So when you do the instructions, it's got like a zoomed in diagram of it. Now, if you wasn't having the recoil, you'd cut that plastic part off. But again, in the instructions, anything that needs cutting off is highlighted in red. But you got the option to leave it on or cut it off. Okay, so that's them parts fitted together. That's all glued together now. Now what I'm doing now is still working on the gun barrel and that. In fact, the first 6 steps are all for the gun barrel. It's unusual get you starting the turret first. You usually do the lower hull and then do the turret, but the instructions say to do the turret first. But you'll see in a bit the actual cut out of it, of the turret. So you will see a lot of the detail. Now there's plenty of locating pins. You can't get this wrong. And again, it will only go one way. Absolutely super detail. It really is a nice kit. I haven't built many RYEFIELD kits, but I need to start building more because they're really nice. As you can see, recoils. But all that will be sealed in, so you don't need to worry about painting the inside. Again, there's a little pin, so you know you get that in the right place. Right. I'm just squaring it up, just making sure it's fitting right. Again, I test fitted it off the camera just to make sure. This part's nearly finished with now. Well, as you can see, beautiful fit again. And then on the end, there's like a little step on it, so it'll just fit on that piece there nicely. Right. Once you get it in the right place, it just falls in. Okay, again, a little bit of glue just to hold it in position. Okay, I'm just making sure I've got it square, and there it is. There's actually a Photo-etch basket to go on the bottom of that, but I'll do that last because I'm bound to knock it off. Oh, still working on the gun, brake, the gun barrel and that. A few little parts to glue on. There's actually 2 parts to glue on this piece I'm doing. Again, just make sure you get the right one, because you can get these the wrong way around. So what I do, I'll cut them off, but I'll keep them separate. So I know I'll go them in the right one in the right place. There's a little bit of clean up to do on these 2 pieces. There's actually there was an injector pin mark. You won't see it, but I sanded it off just in case it interfered with the fit. Right, now this here, all you do is slide it through the barrel. There's actually a muzzle brake to go on the end of that yet, but I'll do that later. But this was quite fiddly to fit, but a bit of persuasion, it does go. As you can see, look, it took a few attempts, but rather than you watching me just struggle trying to do it, I just edited the bits out. But once you get it in, it's not coming out. I just knocked that piece there. Well, you can see, look, there was a lot of swearing and cussing as well. So there you go. That's beautiful. Again, beautiful fit. Right there, this piece now, there's 2 pieces. Just glue them in. Just look at the diagram. Just make sure you go it the right way up, and just run the glue around. And what I'll do, I shall paint these before I fit it all together. I shall paint all the inside, because I'm not sure what you'll actually see when it's all finished. So it's really nice fit. There's a couple of locating points as well to make sure. Now this, make sure you got this the right way around as well, because on the back of it there's ejector pins. So off camera I just sanded them down just to make sure it fitted flush. Now this, I made this off camera. There's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 parts to that photo etch, and it is really fiddly. It took me quite a bit to get it right. There's folds and all. There's on the one piece, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 folds on the one piece. So rather than you see me sitting there making a hack of it, I did it off camera, and all I'm doing, the super glue I use is just the pound shop super glue. Yeah, it's really good stuff. I've had no problems with it. And again, once you get it right, the fit's really nice. Well, you're not going to see this anyway, because once it's put together, you don't actually see that. That really was a fiddly part to do. Now these are the first of the rubber parts, and you got it's like the one end's wider than the other, so the widest part's got to be sticking to the inside. I'm just squaring them up. And then just slide that in, and there's like two little slots inside. It is quite fiddly to do. Well, you can just make out where the rubber parts come through. Again, I had a bit of a job getting these in, but they went in the end. The secret is just make sure you got it square, and then it'll fall in place then. As you go through the instructions as well, you've got two options. You've got a 1945 production and a 1944. So you'll pick which option you want to do, but you can't get mixed up, because the one's the normal black outline, but the other option's in green. So you shouldn't really get mixed up. Where I go through the instructions just to make sure I get the right one, and I'll just put a little tick by the one I'm doing, because you don't want to get mixed up. But looking at the instructions, the parts are pretty much the same. There's not a lot of difference. But you've got to decide pretty much when you get to step 6, you've got to decide then what option you're doing, and then you'll just look at your colour callouts, pick which one you want to do, and then go from there. Right, as you can see now, I do get there eventually. It's a really tight fit. There we go. And you actually see it work. I'll show you it working in a bit. I'm just wasn't quite in, so I'm just making sure. But once this is in, it's not coming out. Right, there it goes. I think that's just got it. Yeah, that's in now. Now these parts, just push in, glue them in place, and then these will stop the rubber parts coming out then. Be careful again, careful with your gluing, because you don't want to glue it together and you can't adjust it. Well, as you can see, fully adjustable, and it still recoils as well. Well, as you can see, once you put that on there, you can't see the photo etch. I'm just gently showing you how it works. So there we go, that's that piece done. Now we're starting on the turret. Now this actually comes with a kit. You got two options. You can have it as the whole turret like, or you can have it, or you got the cutaway option. But the turret and the lower hull is cut away, so you'll have plenty of spares for your box. But I've gone for the cutaway because it'll help you to see all the fantastic detail, so you can really go to town on this with the weathering and that, because you'll see it all. Again, really nice fit. a lot of the parts you're not going to be able to fit. Right, again, this is keyed, so you can't get it the wrong way. You've got two options on that. You can have it with the hole open or closed. Right, I've gone for the open option. Again, there's two pins. The one pin's bigger than the other one, so again you can't get it the wrong way around. I've really thought about this RYEFIELD, haven't they? They've made it really easy for you to do. Again, you can glue it from underneath, but what I'll do, I shall fill them holes in, because there's a good chance you're going to see that. So when you glue, put your finger on that and you glue it, just watch the glue doesn't capillary under your finger, because you don't want it to leave a mark, a glue mark on your part. Sorry about the noise, it sounds like the neighbours are cutting the grass. Again, gluing little parts on. You got two A68 parts which go on the front, and then you got a different part on the back. So just make sure you don't get mixed up. But the one on the back has got like a little piece of plastic coming off it. You can't get it mixed up really, but just make sure though. Okay, that's your back piece. You can just make the, I don't know if you can see, you can just make the bit of plastic. And again, just keep making sure they're upright in the square. Okay, that hole there is where one of the vision blocks come through, so I will fit that. There's a little bit of Photo-etch to glue on it, but what I'll do, I'll fit that first and then I'll fit the Photo-etch when it's in place. Okay, so just gluing the last few parts on, and that's nearly all the parts fitted. There's some parts to fit on the side, but you can only do one side, and I don't want to fit them yet until I've glued it all together, just in case I break them off. And there's little marks on the plastic there, so you know you're going to glue these in the right place. That's my optimizer on the top of my head, you can see there. My old eyes are going. But basically that's my first update done. So what we've done there is steps 1 to 7. I haven't done every part, there's still some more to glue on. But basically it's a great kit. So I'd just like to say thank you all for watching. I hope you like what you see, and please like and subscribe. So I'll catch you in the next update. Thanks for looking.